This is Mark of Eartaller here with an instructional video on how to install the 2015 version of the Profiler equipment in your field. Here's David Schutte with the details.
Some of the basic tools you'll need will be a T-post driver. This is the back saver probe that you can purchase through Servi-Tech steps. It has the 7/8 bucket. It's 18 inches long and it extends out to 46 inches long. A Phillips screwdriver and a 7/16 nut driver to tighten up the U-bolts on the telemetry and the rain bucket.
Before you can begin installation, you need to ensure that your watermark sensors have soaked in water for 8 to 10 minutes, followed by a 24-hour drying period. This procedure should be repeated twice before installation. Only wet sensors should be installed in the soil. Turn the sensors upside down to drain the excess water out of the PVC pipe before installing. This wetting and drying cycle improves the response of sensors because it removes air from them. Use a 7 to 8 foot T-post for mounting the control box and solar panel unit. When installing the mounting brackets on the T-post, orient the T-post to ensure that the solar panel faces south. Be sure the T-post is installed away from the sensors inserted into the soil. On north-south planted rows, install the T-post between 2 rows on the south side of all the sensors. On east-west planted rows, install the T-post in the same row as the sensors. Install the deepest sensor closest to the control box to utilize the sensor wire length when connecting to the control box. Midway through the growing season, if the crop canopy begins to shade the solar panel, clear the crop canopy from the solar panel. Do not remove leaves from those plants that are being monitored by the sensors. The solar panel will require 4 to 5 hours of direct sunlight daily in order to keep the battery fully charged inside the control box. Once you have placed the control box onto the T-post, it's time to install your watermark sensors. A backsaver probe with a 0.56 inch diameter tip and a 0.875 inch sampling tube is recommended. The soil removed by the installation process should be saved in bags for the soil texture analysis test to be performed later on. Be sure that you place each watermark sensor in between the plants in the row for the best results. For a 12-inch sensor, core down from the soil surface to a 12-inch depth and remove the soil core. Place the core in the 0 to 12-inch soil sample bag. Install the 12-inch watermark sensor to the bottom of the cored hole. About 7 inches of the PVC pipe will be sticking up above the ground. For a 24-inch sensor, core down from the soil surface to a 12-inch depth and remove the soil core. Place this soil core in the 0 to 12-inch soil sample bag. Take a second core from the same hole down to the 24-inch depth and remove the soil core. Place this core in the 12 to 24-inch soil sample bag. Then install the 24-inch watermark sensor into the cored hole. For the 36-inch sensor, core down from the soil surface to a 12-inch depth and remove the soil core. Add this soil core to the 0 to 12-inch bag. Take a second core from the 12-inch depth down to the 24 depth. Place this second core in the 12 to 24-inch bag. Take a third core from the same hole to the 36-inch depth and place this core in the 24 to 36-inch bag. Install the 36-inch watermark sensor in the cored hole. It is important to repeat that step for your 24 to 36-inch as you need a minimum of 3 cores for each soil depth. Make sure the bags are closed properly to prevent them from opening and from losing the soil sample. Place bags of soil in the box in which the hardware was in and ship it back to Servi-Tech within 24 hours of taking the sample. The shipping label is already attached to the box. Here you will find an example of one of the soil sample bags. This is one of the 24 to 36 inch, and the serial number on it. Now it is important to remember to fill out all of the information on this sheet, including grower name, grower phone number, email, field ID, the consultant's name, as well as the consultant's email. This helps us ensure that the information on the soil textures get into the right hands. Now that we have fully installed all of the soil sensors into the soil, it is time to wire them into the board. However, before wiring the panel, always touch the T-post to ground yourself before touching or hooking up anything inside the control box. So remove any static charge from yourself, preventing major damage to the control board. Unspool the wires from each of the sensors and double check that the wires have not been damaged in shipping or during installation. You will then wire these into the main control board. You will then feed all of those wires up through the gland at the bottom of the Profiler box and double check to make sure that you know which cord goes to which watermark. Once you're sure you have the cord for the first watermark, find the first group of terminals. The cable labeled 1 goes to WM1. Connect the first green wire from the watermark sensor labeled 1 to the terminal marked GND. Connect the second green wire from the watermark sensor labeled 1 to the terminal marked SIG. You will then repeat this process for the remaining watermarks. If you have a 6-inch watermark, that will go into the WM1 terminal. If you have a 48-inch watermark, that will go into the WM4 terminal. Once you have installed all of the sensors, be sure to pack soil around them to ensure that there is proper connectivity between the sensor and the soil. This ensures that there's no air pockets, and also make sure that the sensors are giving you accurate and up-to-date readings on the Profiler website. If you are using the optional rain bucket, include a smaller T-post. You want to be sure that where you mount the rain bucket is low enough to catch all rain and irrigation events out on the field. Attach the rain bucket to the bracket and then mount to the T-post. Remove the outer black bucket by twisting the base and bucket in the opposite direction at the same time. Once the outer black bucket is removed, level the rain bucket platform using the sight gauge located on the inside of the bucket. Cut the cable tie and remove it from the tipping bucket. Reinstall the outer bucket and then wire to the control box. Be sure that the wire mesh screen is in the top to keep debris out of the rain bucket. In order to connect the optional rain bucket, find the group of terminals inside the box labeled RAIN. Feed the wires in through the bottom of the box, and then connect the green wire from the rain bucket to the terminal marked GND. Then connect the red wire from the rain bucket to the terminal marked RAIN. Now it's time to turn on the Profiler. First, ground yourself on the T-post, and then locate the on-off switch towards the top of the board near the display. After switching it on, you will notice the readout goes through several dialog boxes. As soon as the display reads AquaTrack, you are ready to put the lid back onto the box. Once you've installed your Profiler unit, you need to make sure that you fill out the field registration form online. You'll visit our website at stepspro.com, hover over the Profiler, and you will see the field registration form. There is also down here, you'll notice Profiler users. Click here first for the field information sheet. Once you click on that, and that loads, you need to make sure you fill out all of this necessary information. Once you have filled this information out and you'll hit submit, the login name and password will be created from this information sheet. You should receive your login name and password within 24 hours of us receiving the field registration form.